were born before the wind, also younger than the sun. Yeah, the bonnie boat was one as we sail into the mystic. Oh, I can now hear the sailors cry, smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic.
Welcome to this special broadcast of 3. I'm here with Chris Gray, our master astrologer, Rainy Day, our psychic medium, and me. I'm your intuitive tarot consultant. And this is a special broadcast because on this broadcast, you're going to see the people from our first season zoom in and tell us about their experience on 3. And these are some of the select people that have called in from our first 29 episodes on this station. Remember, The station is WWDBTV. It's on YouTube. Please subscribe to that. And also, if you'd like to be someone that is included on this program, that you would zoom in and be on the program, go to www.three.vegas. Go to How to Be on 3 and enter your information on the contact page. We welcome all of you, but I will tell you this right now. If you do not know your exact time of birth, don't even bother. Don't even bother, because Chris is so accurate when she has your exact time of birth. That's when it's the most meaningful for you. So if you don't know your exact time of birth, we're not going to use, around 2:00 in the afternoon. Nope. We won't choose you to be on the program. So get your dang birth certificate, find out what dang time you were born, and then we will do our best to get you on the program.
Or have a reading with me first. I'll do a birth chart rectification, and then we'll do a birth chart rectification,
right?
And then you can be
on 3. But here's the thing, what I love about Chris, 30 years of astrology experience. She is so talented that if you don't know your birth time, we can't do that while you're on the air with us.
Yeah.
But you have to book a session with her and she'll find out your birth time because she can go backwards and find that out. And then Rainy, there are messages from the other side for you. And when you have a private session with Rainy, that's what comes through is the messages that you need to know from spirits, ancient spirits, immediate passing spirits. If you need that piece, this is Rainy. And then I do tarot. So just letting you know, you see how quickly I get to readings with people. Well, that's why the 3 of us work really well together, because you're going to get a 3-dimensional view of your session. Now, you get to hear in just a moment all of the people that have had readings with us that wanted to call back and give us their feedback. And in the meantime, enjoy the show. And our second season starts October 1st. And we're back, and we're here to After the Read on 3 with Chris Gray and this fabulous Rainy Day and me, Mona. We wanted to find out Jimmy's experience when he was on our program. Now, what you may remember that he was in full costume, full drag when he was on our program before, and now we get to see the real Jimmy. So here's the real Jimmy. Jimmy, how are you?
I am fantastic. You ladies look beautiful as usual.
Oh, bless your hearts. Bless your hearts. Hey, listen, we wanted to find out what's happened since you were on our program. So share with us everything. Share your experience.
Well, I think it's been just a few weeks ago that I was on.
About a month ago. Yeah.
What's happened with me is that I have gone on and some amazing shows just kind of popped up, which you guys kind of predicted that there were some things coming my way, which absolutely happened. In as much as our main thing was a show I've been trying to get off the on the boards, as they say, for a while, is a redo of the show La Cage, An Evening at La Cage, which played at the Riviera for years. I'm taking it over. I'm doing a smaller version, calling it La Cage Cabaret. Well, 2 weeks ago, I was able to get that show at the beautiful Composer's Room. It was a huge success. We had lots of great talent. I know some of you guys were at the show. And
I saw it. It was amazing. Amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, we're already booked again. We're doing it again the last week of September. So yeah, all systems
Oh,
go.
that's fantastic.
I'll be in the front row.
Oh,
All right, good
show
deal.
was wonderful.
Thank
Wonderful.
you. Thank you.
So is there anything else you want to add about your experience on our program?
Well, it's one of the things that happens to me that's never happened before. And Mona, it wasn't you, Chris. It was
Rainy.
Rainey, I believe, who did the mind read.
Yes, the mediumship.
My gosh, and this is something I'll never forget the rest of my life. You told me at that time that you stopped somebody. I think you interrupted Mona and said, Jimmy, there's a friend of yours that has his hands on your shoulders, and his name is Robert. No, Bobby. When you said Bobby, I got chills again. I nearly fell out of my chair because Bobby Wing was one of my oldest friends in the whole world. We met in junior high school and became instant friends, and we were friends all up till he died about 5 years ago. And you said his message to me was, "Don't stop, keep going, girl. You've got more things to do." And
From the bottom of my balls, he just told me.
That just blew my mind. You guys are amazing.
Oh, Jimmy, thank you so much for popping on for just a few minutes to let us
Sure.
know about your experience here, because we love and adore you. We think you're one of the most amazing performers. Vegas is blessed to have you here.
Thank you. That's very sweet. Thank you so much. I love Las Vegas, and I love you guys.
It loves you back, my
Thank you,
friend.
Jimmy.
Bye,
Have a great
Jimmy.
rest of the
God
day.
bless.
Okay,
Bye.
bye. Hi, is that Stacy?
Stacy,
Hi,
hello.
Stacy. Welcome back.
Nice to see you all.
Okay, so we're gonna introduce you here on the program in a second. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Hold on. John provided that fabulous slurping sound effect. So we're gonna introduce you, and basically we love you to just come on and maybe say something that Chris or Rainey or I said to you, just kind of a little overview of what we talked about. So are you ready?
I hope so.
Oh, you'd be great. Thank you for taking the
Thank
time.
you so much. This is wonderful of you. Okay. All right. I'm ready when you are, John. I think our ladies are ready too.
We're rolling. Just go.
Oh, you're just going to go from the time I introduce
And
it?
edit it.
We'll just
Oh,
keep going.
that's
I
even
can-
better.
I can
Okay.
chop it up if we need to.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So everybody, we also have Stacy that's zooming into our program right now to give us a little overview of her experience here on 3. So here you are on After the Reading with 3. I'm here with Chris Gray, Rainy Day, and Stacy. We wanted to find out your feedback of how it went with you here on the program.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it was amazing. And it really instilled a sense of hope, a sense of also some compassion and validation that I am going through a lot. And, at least with my struggles of trying to get everything done, and always putting, of course, the self-care stuff last, because, of course, all the practical stuff has to get done. But then it's hard to get all the practical stuff done with an empty cup. So, and I was actually talking to somebody else, and it made sense also with trusting myself, is that, when my gut is just tight and I'm stressed and I'm anxious and I just feel like my gut is just balled up in knots, it's hard to trust my gut. And so, but I have definitely noticed, and it's not that like my whole world has changed and I've won the lottery in the last couple of weeks and everything. I know, I was hoping, but actually I don't have a ticket currently, so that kind of downs the odds.
Yeah.
But I have had more moments of hope. I have had more moments of self-compassion when I start being judgy. It's like, you know what? That's not helpful. I am legit dealing with a lot. I have so much on my plate now. And then I found someone on a Facebook group, a single widowed mom that she's already come a few times now to help clean our house.
Yay!
And for a few hours at a time, and $25 an hour. And you know what? Yes, is expensive, but it's not as expensive as an agency.
Right.
She actually helps us like organize. She doesn't care if she comes in and it's like not pre-cleaned for a cleaner. And,
Why do we do that?
Yeah, well, because we got to have everything in its place before someone comes and cleans.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
right, to like for the deep cleaning, but she just digs in there, and the money for her is like very changing for her because she doesn't have another job right now.
Right,
So
right.
it kind of helps all of us in that way. And then I'm also applying to some funding for the girls to get help with some medical expenses to like
Oh, yeah.
2 different programs. And then
Cynthia, I think Chris might have said something about the funding that will
Yeah.
probably come through for you. So, because I think she tapped on that right away.
Yeah. So I'm applying for stuff now, and I'm very hopeful that at least something is going to come through.
Wow. So if you could sum up your experience in say one sentence, what would it be?
I would say that hope, and I am at least making some steps toward progress. Things are moving, maybe not as fast as I'd like, maybe not instantaneous. Of course, that's not even going to happen, but I am making steps forward that I
Yeah.
was not able to do before. And I'm seeing that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Bravo, bravo.
Stacey, thank you so much
God bless
for
you.
jumping on and telling us about your experience. And I hope we hear more from you in the next few months.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Thank you, Stacey.
Bye, beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you for
All right.
sharing.
All right.
That's inspiring.
I
Hope.
know, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember when you did her reading, you were saying that, stay focused, stay pragmatic. There's help here coming for you. And I think that you actually talked about the eclipse that she was going through or the moon phase or something she was going through, which you were super, super, I could just tell it was the exact right thing she needed to hear.
And you said she was coming out of it, which I spoke to her after. It said it gave her so much hope that there is a future. So good job.
If that is the only thing that one of our guests can take is just get some type of peace or hope, I mean, then I feel like I've helped.
Right. Well,
You've done your job.
And I actually think that people, I think the smart people come to us before it's a dire emergency. But even if you're going through your own version of hell at that moment, sometimes talking to an intuitive can give you a different perspective, or even something to watch out for, or that signpost up ahead, kind of thing.
Yes.
Or an idea that might change the
Yes.
trajectory
Let's
that
try
they're currently
this.
going
Yeah,
in.
exactly. This is you guys. Oh, you're amazing.
We're
All right.
amazing.
So I think we have Mariah next.
Mariah, hi,
Mariah.
beautiful.
Welcome to the program.
Before we get started, Mariah, can you, and I know I'm jumping the gun and I'm kind of not on what we were going, the introduction, but can you talk really quick about your organization?
Oh yeah, go ahead and plug whatever your organization
You know why
is.
I'm doing that is because your son is like, Madre. He's so proud of what you've done and he wants you to shout it out.
Well, it depends on which organization you're talking about.
The recent one with the fentanyl awareness day, with the Las Vegas sign was lit up in purple.
Okay, so that's actually part of a lot of different organizations, but yesterday was International Overdose Awareness Day. And one of the things we have done is created tombstones. This was started by a group back east called Truth Farm, PHARM, Trail of Truths. They've done marches on the Capitol with tombstones on the lawn and everything. We were going to do that this year, but instead they went to the conventions. So, but we were working on the tombstones this year for our own loved ones and others. And then, but we also have a group locally, Tin High, There Is No Hero in Heroin. I mean, all of these family members have lost children and turned it into something productive. The local president of the local Tin High chapter lost his son something like 12 years ago, and they're dedicated towards trying to educate youth and help them find resources, that type of thing. And so this gathering at the sign was just a remembrance of the awareness of the impact of these drugs on our country and the losses of the lives. They call it overdose. I still think of it as poisoning. I mean, in some cases it actually is overdose, but in my son's case, he didn't know what he was taking. I'm sure of it. He was planning a life. I mean, planning to come back. And so I'm sure he didn't know it had fentanyl in it. And so, you know, I'm just part of a bigger thing. I mean, I guess the one thing that I have done is kind of, I've been there for other mothers, other families, and, you know, I've sort of been struggling lately. I really have. August is Drug Overdose Awareness Month, and then September is the month of my son's birth. So this is just a very heavy time for me.
Oh.
But, and then you wonder, I mean, if everything that you're doing is making a difference. I did a news report recently, and
Of course, everything you're doing is making a difference. Of course it is, because
but you don't always see it yourself. But I have been fortunate to have a couple of people recently tell me that a young girl in our group, she's in our bereavement group, thanked us for doing the news report, and actually was successful in getting her parents to participate in the event yesterday, which was huge. And then most recently, I've actually been referred to, a friend of mine referred another mother who lost her son very recently. And this happens a lot. People refer people to me who have lost children. And this particular woman can't even talk about it. So she's been emailing me.
right.
She said, "Oh, I know you're the right person, because when something about she Googled something online and the news report with my face on it came up, and that's how she knew it was me."
So Mariah, I have a question for you. So since you had your visit with us, with the three of us on the program, would you say that the people that are meant to find you, you've become more magnetic to the people that are meant to find you? Would you let us know what might have transpired since your visit with us on 3?
Well, I think that has kind of happened, because there have been people reaching out to me and talking to me, but I never really even made the connection. I didn't really think about it because my head's been all over the place.
Sure,
like I said, it was a very heavy month for me, but I started to see, just like in the last couple of days, because I was feeling really, really down, starting to feel like, wow, you know, maybe I am making an impact. Maybe it is helping. Maybe it does make a difference. And knowing that this is something bigger than me, I think that's one of the things that I get the most from talking to all of you, realizing that there is a bigger picture, that there are past lives, that there are things that go on. And I get gifts back. I mean, this same mother that I was talking to sent me a letter back that has been helpful to her. And it kind of talked about exactly that, where it's supposed to be a letter from the Son in heaven, talking about how before we even came to this earth, we chose each other, and we chose this path,
absolutely.
and we did all this. And
so our advice, how has that impacted this situation in your life?
I think it just, being more open to things and accepting things, knowing it's not a coincidence, because I don't believe in coincidences now. I mean, I believe things are meant to be. Last night, I was walking my dog and an owl flew over my head.
Oh,
that's significant.
That's huge.
Yeah. And knowing that those things are real.
Yes.
And not.
I have a question. Hold on, Mariah. I have a question for Chris. Do you remember if her chart, she had that early riser vibration in her chart? Do you remember Chris saying anything to you about being an early riser? Do you remember that phrase?
Not really. But
Do you remember what your rising sign is?
What's your rising sign?
my rising sign is Taurus.
Okay. So here's the thing is what I keep picking up on, and I think my other intuitives here might be kind of diving into the same vibe, is that a whole bunch of stuff is about to happen for you that actually shows you that you're doing exactly the right thing, that you're totally on the right path. I mean, the fact that you had an owl show up basically out of the blue while you're walking your dog, that's a sign. And and it's a sign of wisdom. It's a sign of messengers from above. It wouldn't surprise me if you're walking your dog and you find an owl feather, as you're out there walking around. But all right, what do you got for me, Rainey?
I'm just really grateful that you had the courage to come on and be so vulnerable, and thank you. And I know that you are just going to continue to shine your light, because this is a pandemic. Fentanyl, they are killing our children. And I'm so proud to know you, and thank you for having the courage to come on with us.
And I remember specifically, there was this really big part in your chart that talked about by you connecting with people and organizations, and by you joining these and serving these, and it brings a lot of healing to you. So I pray for that.
It does help me a lot. I mean, I guess it's surprising to me, and I guess it's my superpower that I'm not afraid to speak out where other people are, with their pain and stuff. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not ashamed of my son. I'm ashamed of a society that has let this go on and doesn't give mental illness and substance use disorder and this epidemic the attention and the focus that it deserves and needs, because it could be much better. We could do better. There's so much more that could be done that's not being done.
Absolutely.
But your voice is being heard, and your son on the other side is going to help expedite that.
Absolutely.
He says, go, Madre, go.
And thank you so much for your
Thank
bravery.
you, Mariah.
Thank you for being on our program. Thank you for coming back, and please keep us updated.
I will. Thank
All right,
you.
thank you.
God
Thank
bless.
Bye, Mariah.
Had to bring that up.
Wow.
Had to start with that.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, whatever you guys feel like. I mean, any of you jump in and make it happen, because
her
this
son won't leave me alone.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's
All
true.
right. So I think we have
Tim.
Tim up next. So as you guys are watching this version of 3 today, you're going to see that a lot of our former callers are just coming in one after another to give us their insight and their review about their experience. And here I am with Chris Gray, our master astrologer, and Rainy Day, our psychic medium. And you're going to see these reviews one after another on this episode until the callers stop calling in for this particular hour. So Tim, welcome back.
Well, thanks.
Hello.
So tell us what's happened since you were on the program.
Well, it kind of took me back to, I don't even know how many times I re-listened to the video that you did.
Wow.
That's great.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I literally listened to it a lot. And first I want to say thank you, because I feel blessed that you 3 honored me by taking my call. And that meant the world to me.
Thank you, Tim. We're honoring you, because it takes a certain amount of bravery to actually do this live and do this via video. Like what we're talking about right now, nothing that you say is going to be edited. So go at it. Tell us about Chris.
Tell us
about
after the
Rainey.
read.
Yeah, tell us all about it.
Well, yeah, and it's funny, it is, like you get super nervous, doing this, and then talking to the 3 of you, it's really calming. And your energy is dynamic. So it helps me not get so bumbly.
So you can be more succinct.
Yeah. Anyhow,
Right. Tell us what's
happened.
Tell us what's happened.
So I listened to the video, like I said, many, many times, trying to figure out the message everybody tried to give. And the funny thing is, because and my question was, would my business, eBay, be successful? And that was my odd question, but it's funny because when Miss Chris did my chart stuff, she had said it started back in March, and then that I was only like a third way on my business, and a couple other things, and March started another business where I was going into a rental company business with some other people. And so I was offered the opportunity to become a rental owner where I live. And the funny thing is, Rainey talked about the time of year, and you had spoke about the time of year, which was releasing this in October. Well, it didn't go with the question I asked, but the business I'm doing right now, it's almost ready to go live on everything. Well, it's on social media, is all over. But the rental actually is for season, and it's equestrian season here in Florida. So it's actually going to go up in October for rental season, which is
Wow.
What I've learned is that spirit doesn't always tell you what you want to know. It tells you what you need to know.
Right.
that's what I
Bravo.
and then my other business I'm working on is a candy company. So I've been working on an online candy company, which Chris said, I probably only have a third of it done, which is true. I have I've got part of the website built, but I don't have all the stuff in it yet. And I haven't redone my license since I moved to Florida. But I found a lawyer who's going to do all that for me now. So that's back in to play. And it reminded me, speaking to the three of you, that I have never done what I want to do. I have always done what everybody else wants me to do. And this is my opportunity to step back and say, it's my life, and it's time for me again to step forward and do the things in life I enjoy and what and I've always wanted to do a candy company for, I can't even tell you how long. And it just reminded me, it was, and Mona had said something about a tuxedo. Well, I have a red pinstripe suit that's being tailored for me. That's a 3-piece tuxedo, but it's for the candy company.
I love that.
Fly, beautiful
Well,
butterfly,
you,
fly.
You were kind enough to send us a picture of the tuxedo after your appearance, and we all got a real giggle out of that. So that was so sweet of you to do that. For us, it's nice to hear the validation that we all have been able to provide to anyone that calls in. And it's right now it's 2:22 here on the
22.
clock. 2:22:22.
It was just 22.
2:22:22. So all those add up to a 10. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is a 10. And that's the luckiest card in the tarot deck, the Wheel of Fortune. It's
Nice.
the Wheel of Change. It is also coincidence being your best friend, things that seem to just drop in your lap that are meant for you. And I don't know about you, but I see more of that happening for Tim.
I was just about to say, there's a lot of new beginnings, a lot.
With October being a big month.
Yes. Well, and I actually feel like it's starting this month. But
wow.
Beginning.
Way to go, Tim.
Nice.
And the twos for me, because I've been writing down for me what these angel numbers mean. It means alignment. Everything is lining up for you. And I'm so proud that you are following the universe's blueprint and pathway, because their path is being made clear. And that's why you keep watching and rewatching. Thank you for taking that guidance, because it's from spirit and they're smarter than we are.
Yeah. And I mean, it was funny too, because I don't remember who said it, but somebody said I'm the one that, people will call at 2 a.m. and ask me to do stuff. Yes. And after that phone call, my niece called, said, can I house sit? She needed to go to a wedding. So I spent 5 days house sitting for her. My other niece called and said, can you come and house sit for us? We're going to be on a cruise for 2 weeks. So I was home basically for 1 day. So I've been jumping for everybody else. And then my sister-in-law in Oregon called and said, hey, can you come down and do some stuff? So I'm going to go down in 3 weeks and spend 2 weeks down there helping them. So yeah, I do a lot of stuff for everybody else.
Yeah.
Well, I have to tell you, we have absolutely loved your experience on our program. And please, please keep us updated. Please keep us updated. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. We love you, man.
Thank you for
All right.
sharing.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Have a
Okay.
good day.
Bye. Welcome back, everyone. And we're just having these string of callers that are coming in to tell us about their experience on 3. You know, I'm here with Rainy Day and Chris Gray, and we have the fabulous Jay Joseph on the line. Hi, Jay. Welcome back.
Hi, ladies. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, sure. Hey, listen, I understand that you have a couple of amazing live shows coming up in Las Vegas. Would
We
you
do.
share with our audience how to get a hold of you through your website and also the show dates?
Absolutely. So it is October the 19th. We're going to be at the Firelight Barn, which is a really cool place in Henderson. It used to be a bank, and they've
Yeah.
even left the vault in there. And it's a dinner theater. It's a lot of fun. It's where Mama's Wranglers perform all the
Oh,
time.
yeah, they're great.
So we're doing a 1930 show, which is called "I Only Have Eyes for You," about a traveling theatrical troupe. And there is a case of mistaken identity, and somebody who wasn't meant to die does.
Oh, no.
So, yes. And the intended victim is actually one of the suspects in
Oh,
it.
how
So
funny.
Oh, I'll
it's
be
a
in
lot
the
of
front
fun.
row for that one.
Oh, that's so much fun. Okay, so tell people how to get a hold of tickets.
Sure. So they can go straight to our website for both shows. They go to www.atouchofmystery.com and just click on events or upcoming events. Scroll down to October 19th. And then the second one is our annual Halloween show, October 30th at Lowry's The Prime Rib. And we're doing another musical mystery. It's the first time this one's been done as a musical. And it's called Mystery is Murder. And it's about a lot of mystery novelists that all want to outdo one another.
Oh, how fun is that? So now we want to find out what's happened since your visit with us on 3.
Well, first of all, I just have to tell you that I've talked to so many people about the show, and I know you're going to have a lot of new viewers, and even some people that want to get readings. So that's going to be good. I just thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think the energy between the 3 of you is really, really on point, and it feels like it's going to be even more of a success than you're hoping for. So I just wanted to say that and get that out of the way. On my end, what has changed, I haven't gone into too much. I've been percolating on the ideas that we talked about that you ladies shared with me. But the biggest thing was cleaning house, getting rid of toxic people, and bringing in a lot of new, really great troupe members.
Wow. Wow.
Bravo.
Well, if I remember from your visit with us, there was one particular woman that you had to take a big step back from, and has that all healed up since?
I wouldn't say it's healed. I think it's as healed as it's going to get. And what has healed is my need to have closure with the person. It's as close as it's going to get. And I thank them for being themselves and for what came up through it. It's helped me to manage my business a little bit more like a business and not as a friend and business owner. So it's good. It was a good thing. I wish her the best. And it's as complete as it's going to get. We've seen each other a couple of times. She has not acknowledged that she's seen me, and that's fine.
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, anything else you'd like to add, either to Chris or Rainey or myself?
I just want to say that each of you were right on with what the things that you were talking about. I'm definitely looking at different ways that the whole idea that you brought up, Mona, about doing a TV show for Netflix or HBO about doing mysteries. That's percolating in there. I don't remember which one of you talked to me about it, but there is, while we were on our cruise, I got a phone call from a wine cellar in Boulder City that wants to do monthly murder mysteries.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And I think one of you brought something up about doing something monthly somewhere, and we've been wanting to do that, and we got the call. So I'm going to go out and
that's
congratulations.
fantastic.
Thanks.
Jay, thank you so much for jumping in and giving us an update about your experience. And the 3 of us wish you so much success and so much good fortune, because you've worked really hard to get to where you are.
And so have you. So I wish the same amount of success to all 3 of you.
All right. Thank you,
Keep us
Jay.
posted.
All right. Keep us updated. Well, welcome back, and we have Judy on the air. Judy's going to give us her overview of her experience here on 3, after the reading, after the read on 3, whichever way you want to call it. But we want to know your feedback. So give us an update, Judy.
Welcome, Judy.
Hi, thank you so much for having me back. I really appreciate that.
We love you, man.
So, what was very interesting was when I originally called, I had asked about moving back to Ohio the end of the year and a career path or career direction. And I think it was Chris that may have mentioned that I
love that you took notes.
Yeah. Oh,
I love that you took notes. I mean, I saw you reach over and I'm like, okay, this woman's after my own heart. I love that. All right. Okay, gush about Chris because she deserves it.
So, well, I felt bad because I didn't have my birth time, but I think it was in the morning. No one's alive still that would know. And unfortunately, my birth certificate doesn't show a time. So I couldn't zero in on that. However, I had mentioned by the end of the year, I was planning on moving, and it was so bizarre because you guys, I think it was Chris, mentioned it may be September, the 9th month. Now, I had found out that I could interview for an old job I had there, and believe it or not, they wanted me mid-September.
Oh, wow.
But I didn't get the job.
Oh.
But I'm still moving. Now I'm moving mid-October. So it is a lot sooner than I had planned, which really came about after this call. So it was really exciting. I do have a question though regarding the amethyst or the gemstone. Mona had mentioned to point in the direction of north, and
that might have been.
No, it was you. You did like a grid, and it will move and it will tell you what direction.
Oh,
it was a
true place success.
Right.
And point it north and see if it moves after 10 days.
Right.
I haven't done that yet, but I was curious if it was to move to true place or success, what would that mean?
So when people are aligned with what they signed up for with their natural talents in this lifetime, I call it true place success. So I believe that Chris is in true place success. I believe Rainey is in true place success. And I believe I'm in true place success. In other words, I'm doing what I signed up to do in this lifetime. So that's why certain things happen very easily for me, because I'm actually doing what I'm supposed to do, what my spirit signed up to do in this lifetime. So when I use the words true place success with people, I'm using those words so that spirit helps them realize what will make them happy with whatever work that they end up aligning with. So when I tell you true place success, I think it's interesting that your old job said, well, come and interview, Judy. But even though you didn't get the job, it feels like it's motivated you to take action quicker than you would have before. And if you actually took the time to do a full chart with Chris, she could actually show you what you're naturally talented at and show you the kind of job that would give you a sense of fulfillment and alignment with work. So she could actually tell you the kind of work that would be that satisfying for you. That's part of what she does. So she can do a whole chart that's just based on, and I'm going to call it the true place success chart, because you come into this lifetime with natural talents, and then as you go along, you pick up other talents because other planets come and join your birth chart. And so, I would highly recommend that you take the time to do a full reading with Chris. Also, with the fabulous Rainey, I mean, she can help you with, well, where would you be more comfortable? So if you're shooting for Ohio, well, where exactly in Ohio? What street name? What numbers would be good for you? That would be great for you too. But I do think that you land softly when you get there. Sorry, I just kind of went on a tangent there.
Go for it, girl, because that's exactly what needed to be said.
Right. Well, I already do have a reading with Rainey set up, And I would love to know how to reach out to Chris.
Okay, so if you go to the website, www.three.vegas, you can
Okay.
actually click on pretty much under Chris's picture, it takes you right to her website. Or
Okay.
if you go to www.vegasastrology.com, she's the astrological contributor to that website. So not only can you read about your sun sign, you can read about your rising sign for the month of for any month, September and October, each month. That get posts a couple days before the month actually starts. So we're in September right now, so you can read about September. But I know Chris would be able to give you the kind of clarity that you want to have.
Yeah, I want to touch on something. So, Judy, like you said that you don't know your birth time, and that's actually really common. Not all birth certificates have it. And so I do something that's called a birth chart rectification. And basically, it's just a one-on-one. I go through and actually identify what your rising sign is, and I can get really, really close. So if that's something that you want to do, that could open up all kinds of areas of life that I can touch, including astrocartography, which is locational astrology. So if you ever want to do that, we can do kind of like a mix. I can rectify your birth chart, figure out what your rising sign is, which is basically why we need the birth time. And then we can go into any question or area or anything you'd like to discuss.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with people
Yeah.
because they don't know that you can sort of reverse into their birth time.
Yeah,
like
it's
you can do.
it's highly specialized, but
Well, you've been studying for 30 years. So
yeah.
people that can study for 30 years can find out that stuff. So
Yeah.
kudos. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. Hey, so Judy, thank you so much for your feedback and the visit with us on 3. We love hearing your progress, and please stay in touch with us. All right.
Thank you. I
All
will.
right. Thank you so much.
God bless.
Okay. Wow, that was fun. Okay,
she's
so we
amazing.
have Donna. Yay. All right, we're gonna introduce Donna. Donna, welcome back.
Hi, ladies.
Nice to see you again. Okay,
You all too.
so you could tell that today's program is all about people zooming in and telling us about their experience on 3. So can you update us on what's happened since you were on our program?
Well, absolutely. It's been a little wild. I decided to challenge the universe when I knew I wasn't supposed to, although I was supposed to, because boy, the lessons and the medicine that came from that was amazing. So let's see, Chris, you had said something to me that I was in the middle of an important transit ruled by Neptune, which my intuition told me not to go on this particular trip, but I did anyway, 3 days later. And part of my issue, or I should say maybe contract in this life, has been the throat chakra and using my voice and not allowing other people to, squish me or make me feel like I'm not valued or important, or my voice. That's been a huge pattern over and over in so many relationships, male and female. And this particular one pushed me to the wall and allowed me to fully embrace and speak up. And this was a male. So, boy, it was amazing. I felt so calm. And in the past, I would not have. I would have had like PTSD type emotions around this. And boy, I was able to speak and say everything I wanted to say, have the conversation with the person like a couple of hours, and speak my truth. And I felt so peaceful. I knew that my guides and angels were around me, supported me. I didn't feel that fear. I even stayed through the night and did what I needed to do to get myself from that person to the airport the next day. And I was laughing, I'm like, thank you, universe. Like, thank you for the medicine the whole way through. I was like, I just conquered. I conquered what I needed to do. So I needed to go and do that. despite other people, I had 2 other people telling me I shouldn't, but if you go, please let me know.
Right.
It was amazing. It was just amazing. So I also learned about really protecting myself, which has been another thing you all mentioned. And I've been going through this thinking I don't need protection. I don't need it's a belief, it's a thought, it's a perspective, but I really learned the lesson of needing that protection from the energies of other negative type energies. So I mean, amazing. That was huge. The other one, Chris, you said something about your heart can rule children. And I have to tell you all, because I did not tell you what my job was, and a lot of my reading was about my job. My job is a kindergarten teacher.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
But you're perfect for it.
No, you know what? Kindergarten, there's still hope.
They're so innocent.
There's still hope when
Because she's like, hell no. Hell no to the no. Told you.
Okay, that's funny. Oh,
for me, it goes against the grain of who I am as a person now, as an awakened, enlightened being, into no system. I energetically and emotionally, my nervous system cannot, I struggle. It's a conflict for me every day because I feel like I'm participating in a system taking away the freedoms of these little children who are still in that state of freedom. They're not in that subconscious, they're not in the conscious, they're still in the subconscious.
Right.
And I feel like I'm soldiering them and telling them, corralling them to not talk, to do this, I feel like I'm taking away their freedom. Although I do all kinds of things to keep them in that space, meaning always stay in your imagination, staying curious, and playing, always be playing. And so I do things, I take the tuning fork. I mean, I do things to try to teach and live from the heart, not from the mind. We're always living from the heart.
Right.
So I do these things. So I do feel that I've only been doing this. This is my 3rd year. And this year has been the most challenging of the 3.
Already?
Oh my gosh. I barely made it through the first week. The second week, I mean, physically, I was sick. I had blood in my urine.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yes, physically sick. So I know I'm not supposed to be there, although I have to be there for the time being until the universe opens the door and shows me my next path.
Right.
Because financially, right now, especially in these next few months, I have to be there. So I am trying to balance my energies and meditate when I can. Now that I got through the first 2 weeks, last week was better physically for me because I had to make a decision. I had to make a choice of how I respond when I am there.
Right.
So that's been another huge challenge, which a whole part of my reading, but I am waiting for, or not really waiting. I'm just expecting the universe to show me and reveal what this next spiritual path for me is, because I do know that I'm supposed to be doing something else. I do with certain people along the way because I have become more vocal and I just say things to people. So I bring up things and then it does allow people to open up to me, even if it's just for that moment.
Right.
It's something I am seeding. It's something I'm planting. It's something I'm doing to help the conscious as a collective. Right. Because once it's there, it's there.
Right.
It's there.
I'm picking up on something as far as like maybe not necessarily a full-time teacher, but I'm feeling like some type of mentor, coach, volunteer,
I get
social worker,
after school program.
Yeah, after school.
It's almost like you start a latchkey program where it's the time when school is let out till the time the parents can pick them up.
Oh.
I'm thinking 20 hours a week per kid, where you're doing art and you're doing imagination exploration and you're allowing the kids to turn a box into an airplane. It's the I'm right there with you,
like something more creative and like where you're embracing their like having them embrace their imagination, and it's like
And artwork.
playtime, artwork,
Yeah. And then
maybe an art teacher.
well, here's the other thing is that the artistic part of it, it could also be an income stream for you, where half of you actually sell these pictures that these kids make, and half goes to the kid and half goes to you. So
Love it.
in other words, you act almost as a creative kids consignment art group.
And probably a portion of it too to a
To a charity, a
Yeah.
nonprofit. Yeah,
for
that-
children.
That would be great.
There's a big passion for kids with you, but I don't know. I could be very stressed out being a kindergarten teacher too, but maybe something along that line.
But there's still a chance with them when they're up until about third grade, in my opinion. You got them, if you got them up until third grade, there's still a chance. You know, it's like, but if you did a latchkey program for kids that were school age to say from age 5 to age 8, and that you the parents would pay for 20 hours a week for this, for you, I can see you have a center that the kids create stuff, that there's a study group, there's tutors, there's meditation,
drum circles.
It's like basically sort of a physical activity as well as a mental activity for them. I think that would be ideal for you. I think all three of us are on board with this is leading you toward someone that would actually might provide funding where they're paying you a salary that's the equivalent of a full-time salary. The parents are paying a certain amount per week to have their kids there. You know, let's say it's $10 an hour. They're paying a couple hundred a week. And if you have 40 kids, suddenly you're not worried about money.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I love that.
I see a wall with the kids' art on it, and that people buy it.
That would be
or
amazing.
it gets auctioned for charity.
Yes.
Like it's more of like the people buying it's for charity.
Well, I think the kid should
like
get
auction.
something. She should get something. And then like, so maybe 30% to the kid or 30% to the nonprofit. And then you split the other 70% between her and the kid.
Yeah.
So now the kid has a little savings bank that at the end maybe goes towards the parents' care of the kid.
Or education fund.
Or education fund. Absolutely.
Yes.
Did you start as a respite from your normal living, waking day? Did you start your spiritual business to some extent? Did we talk about that?
We did, but I did not.
I didn't want to reach out to you, Rainey. And, I was I was starting school because we started right after my reading a week later. And my YouTube channel is sitting on the back burner because of the, out all that art or whatever needs to be on there. I may just do it. I just need to do it. I don't know the
Get with me after the 12th and I will show you. That way it's like that saying, teach a person to fish, they'll eat for the rest of their life.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
and I can do it. I just need to be shown how to do it.
All right.
All right.
Donna, sweetheart, we got to let you go because we
Okay,
got
thank you.
after you. Thank you so much for being on our program. Thank you for your feedback. I know you're going to do something really big, and sometimes the universe shows you what you don't want so you can go after what you want. So thank you so much. You are a blessing to be on the show.
God
Thank
bless
you, ladies. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
All right, bye. All right, so we got one more caller that wants to give us a little review.
Some good
And
feedback.
I think that would be the fabulous Ron. Hi, Ron. You made it to the program. Welcome back.
Wow, I just turned on listening to Donna. That sounded amazing. She was,
I think you and Donna could be great friends.
wow, yeah, she's so much energy. I could just feel it coming out.
Oh, I mean, don't you want to adopt her? I mean, there's just something about
so much love.
Oh my God, there's something about Donna that is just so wonderful and grounded. But we'll put Donna off to the side now.
Okay.
Let's concentrate on you. So you were one of our most amazing phone calls and Zoomers into the program.
Wow.
And we want to know what your feedback is about your experience on 3.
All right. Well, first of all, you ladies, I didn't realize it at the time because the volume was low on the computer, and I wasn't feeling my best at that particular day. But you guys, you gave me so much information that and stuff that I went back. I went on my own podcast like 3 times, and it was just amazing all the information you guys gave me that I guess that I had in my file, and it was like overwhelming.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So after the read, anything special happen from
Well,
our guidance? Oh no, did we not?
Oh no, there he
Did
is.
anything special happen after the read? Did
Uh,
anything come to fruition that we discussed?
well, with structure, I started first by I got a job. I went for orientation last week, and I'm working with the elderly, and which I've done before, and about how I needed the structure because I always had structure in my life, and I didn't mention last time with my reading and slash podcast, but Rainey knows I was a police officer for a little over 20 years
Right.
in New York City, so I always had that structure, that discipline. And that's that's been missing, and all I wrote some of the things down with Chris with being a wounded warrior, a wounded healer, and that's what I have to offer now to tell my story, to share my experience, strength, and everything else what I've been through, and yeah, so I have to give back. And you mentioned so much. You mentioned about me spiritual, and I have my religion, which I call my relationship, right, with God and Jesus, and so I have I have so much to share, and just amazing. You guys, you had so much of my but just I have so much to share, and I really have to start doing that. And
Okay, so you added structure since you talked to us. You
Right.
added structure by getting a job where you're helping elderly people, right?
right.
And how many hours a week is that?
I'm probably like 20, 24. I don't need that much.
That's perfect. That's perfect, because then you can still take advantage of the discount movie night at Cinemark. You can still do the early dinner at Denny's. Whatever. I mean, it's like you still have the rest of your day, but just realize that for 5 or 6 hours a day, you're helping people, and that's doing God's work right there. Right.
Being of service. And what you ladies mentioned last time, that's being of service, and that's actually serving God, is being of service. So
Right. So anything else you'd like to add about your experience with us?
oh my gosh, what else? I don't know why when I write things down that I write it so quick that I can't even remember what I wrote.
Well, maybe you're an automatic writer.
Yeah, because Rainey does that all the time.
I write things down, and I don't have to be as quick and sloppy as I have to. I can be slow and neat, but I just write it down, and I'll remember it. And now I'm looking at it like, what did I just write? But some of the King of Swords. I went back to what Mona, the King of Swords, and that resonated with me, and about my life, about my how I could be a leader, right? I can help others and lead people, and that's always been I've always had that in my, which I've lived, and even when I fought it, when I didn't think I had it, I always had that within me. So the Virgo with the Libra rising, which is a unique thing, right? I think Chris mentioned that last time.
Mm-hmm.
Being a Libra, being a Virgo with a Libra rising. So
that's where that service comes in.
Yeah.
That is that they are to serve, like that's their purpose. And then you know, part of being a Virgo is you have to have that sense of purpose to be fulfilled. So I'm so happy to hear that you're serving because it's fulfilling your purpose and it's giving you purpose.
Which is
But
why
I found you guys, you ladies have given me like a clearer path in what I need to do. And Rainey also reached out to a lady who lost her daughter, and we're trying to hook up right now with on Facebook, and I've watched a few of her postings or videos, and when she was talking about her daughter, I could see that same look in her eye that I had. And and when she right before she broke down, I could see she was going to break down before she actually did, and I could see that look in her eye because that same look I had in my eye, taking pictures, and I've looked back on pictures. Megan passed in May 31st, 2020. So I've taken, pictures at that time, and you can see the sadness in my eyes, but my eyes have totally a different color than they do now.
Wow.
They got dark. Yeah, the color changed. It was
Oh my
dark. I didn't even have light blue, greenish eyes. They were dark.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, you know
Yeah.
what, too, when you rewatch this, a couple of people before you, her name is Mariah Witt. She is a woman in our area that's also a fentanyl overdose pandemic advocate to get the word out. So please go back. She talks about her website. She talks about
Okay.
different things. If you can find that, you know how to get a hold of me.
That would be a great
Hello at
connection.
rainyday.com, and I'll send you that information.
Okay.
That is your forward path.
Ron,
You guys,
Ron, thank you for being so brave and coming on our program.
absolutely.
For sharing your story, because your story heals others. Because I'm sorry, I'm getting a little choked up. Each week people get tuned in because they're supposed to hear what they're supposed to hear. So you've been part of this wonderful collective that 3 is creating, and I bless you. Sorry. Sorry,
I love you so much. Thank you for your courage, your wisdom, and your strength. Continue on that path, my friend.
I
see
will.
nothing but happiness, happiness, happiness.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Love you. God bless you.
Bye, Ron.
Wow. Wasn't that amazing? I mean, we had all our callers, not only were they so open about calling back and giving us our feedback, but things that you said to them, things that you said to them. It's like well, okay, but here's the thing. They remembered what they needed to remember.
Yeah.
And see, that's the point of having a reading, because sometimes when you have a reading, it's just that one sentence or that one phrase or that, like the wounded warrior with Ron. He never forgot that. Even though he scribbled all these notes, the thing that stuck in his mind is the wounded warrior.
Spirit knows how to snag us when we need to be snagged with the right information.
Right. Well, just like you were saying earlier, that sometimes Spirit will, like a turtle, turn you over on your back and spin your butt around.
Somebody turn me over.
Right. And you need somebody to turn you back over so that you can move forward, even if it's a slow and steady pace.
Yes.
Right. So, wow, you guys, thank you so much for tuning into after the readings on 3. Thank you for tuning in with us. And you're going to be staying tuned for our second season. So our second season starts on October 1st. So we can't wait for you to see some of the new people that have come into the program. We have some amazing celebrities coming up. And we now have a live show at the Composer's Room, www.thecomposersroom.com. Go to that website, buy your $25 ticket, join this loving group of people while we do readings live for the audience. It's going to be amazing. And if you're coming to Vegas, you might want to decide that October 12th is your date to come out. In the meantime, we got to send blessings to John with WWDBTV. Please subscribe to this station so that you can get more wonderful broadcasts like this. Chris Gray, our Astro Cowgirl, you can have a private reading with her. Rainy Day, our psychic medium, a private reading with her. And I am your intuitive tarot consultant. We're here for your service. We're here for you. Thank you for tuning into 3, and we'll see you our new season